Friday night on the farm, and we have ACC action coming to the West Coast. It's a cross-country conference clash, and for volleyball fans, it doesn't get better than this, as the number 3 Pitt Panthers are in town to take on the number 5 Stanford Cardinal. 2 of the top 5 teams in the nation and the top 2 teams in the ACC. Just 1 loss apiece in league play and tied for the first place spot in the conference standings, with other nationally ranked teams nipping at their heels. Welcome everybody inside Maples Pavilion. I'm Jenna Becerra alongside former pro, 2-time All-Big West outside hitter Victoria Dennis. Victoria, this is one of the most anticipated matchups in the country. We know it's elite talent, but there's also a lot on the line.
A lot on the line, and that's the ACC conference title. Both Pitt and Stanford, they're in the running to take that title, and it might happen here this evening. And if they do, they're sitting pretty heading into postseason play because they're going to host until the Final Four.
It's a huge deal, a lot of implications, and for Stanford, they lead the ACC in quite a few offensive categories. They're led by the senior All-American and their freshman setter.
Freshman setter Logan Parks is a standout quarterback, running her offense at such a high level because of her set location. And who does she have on the pen? Well, standout Elia Rubin, the senior outside hitter, is a leader on and off the court. Already 7 double-doubles on the season. She is a go-to arm, a part of that Cardinal offense.
And you can't talk about Pitt volleyball without talking about the reigning National Player of the Year and her setter on the side of the net.
Olivia Babcock is nothing but a standout athlete on and off the court. Babcock's situational awareness, her point of contact, her range allows her that opportunity to really just be that all-around offensive threat. And none other than Brooke Mosher, 3-time ACC Setter of the Week this year already, is consistent at the net, both offense and defensively.
Best on best here in the ACC, and it's a full Maples Pavilion as the crowd trickles in for a top 5 national matchup between these 2 squads. So many weapons that both teams have, and they're both in that top portion of the ACC statistically across the board.
And it's so exciting to see. We're seeing 2 of the highest hitting percentage in conference play in the ACC. The Panthers are second in the ACC in their attacking percentage, and the Cardinal, they are first, hitting .305 on the season.
We are moments from being underway here. Julia Blashoff starting things off at the line for the Stanford Cardinal. First one goes long, the service error, and the Pitt Panthers on the board first.
Stanford is looking to really up their serves here against Pitt because they know if Pitt is on the net in system, that's pretty much game over. So Stanford is going to be pushing the envelope at the service line.
Brooke Mosher, the transfer setter, successful over the net. The tip handled by the Panthers, and a big swing off the block. It's going to fall in there, and Blair Bayless, the junior out of Plano, Texas, adding another one.
We're going to be saying Blair Bayless all evening long. The junior outside hitter has really come into her own and has stepped up for Pitt volleyball. Coach was telling us on our phone call she's a big reason why they've been successful this season.
Mosher continues at the line. Here's the tip from Rubin, but handled by Bayless. The big swing, and this time it's the reigning National Player of the Year, Olivia Babcock.
Watch for Babcock in transition specifically to challenge hard cross. See if she only has a step close, but challenges that hard cross inside the Cardinal block.
Babcock has 20 matches with at least 10 kills on the season. There's a service error for Pitt this time, and Stanford now on the board. They'll trail by 2.
Both of these programs, Pitt and Stanford, know that it's going to be a heavy serve and pass game. Yes, we say that all the time in volleyball, but this game specifically, Jenna, because number 1, this could be a possible Final Four matchup in postseason play. These teams know how to pass the volleyball and run that offense.
Just another day in the ACC. Nation high, 4 nationally ranked teams in the top 10. Babcock again finds the floor again.
That's one of my favorite swings from Olivia Babcock. Watch as she's able to go thumbs down on this ball and really challenge high down the line. She's found a lot of success with that swing specifically this season.
now at the line for the Panthers, Izzy Maston, the freshman out of Indiana. Little out of system here for the Cardinal. Joust at the net. Pitt's going to win it. The momentum seems to be on the Panthers side right now, Victoria.
Usually we don't see that second contact error. It went a bit into the net. We'll take a look at this with you here. Nothing really that Ruben could do with that ball. Stanford has to be better on that second ball contact.
Here's a set over to Ruben. She shut down the roof from who else? The All-American Bree Kelly.
Bree Kelly closing this block for Pitt, and it's that left hand on the inside. Watch as she clamps down and takes away that space because she's so fast across that tape.
Transfer from Florida, had a great year last year, getting All-American honors, made the National Player of the Year watch list this season. Over to Harvey for the card, and she's going to get on the board. The first kill for the Stanford Cardinal.
Great swing there by opposite Jordan Harvey. Stands at 6'1" and has that range. I like her challenging hard cross at right back.
There's Dan Fisher, the head coach of the Pitt Panthers, in his 13th season. 4 straight NCAA Final Four appearances, 9 straight NCAA tournaments. Service error once again.
It was so fun, Jenna, talking with Coach Fisher and him saying that they just want to get better. Every single day that they step into the gym, they have room to grow. They want to be a better team by NCAAs.
Joust at the net goes in the favor of Logan Parks. We talked about the freshman setter. She's going to be key for the card tonight.
Parks is so great running an offense in the front row and blocking volleyball. She stands at 6 foot, so she's able to have that range when she's setting and also being able to control the net as a defensive threat.
Leah Rubin at the line. This one's cross court. Pushed in the back, handled by Rubin. Here's Blasov. She'll get the point. Julia Blashov's another one that Coach Kevin Hambley talked about will be important.
Blasov on this out-of-system swing is textbook perfect. She swings high hands into the 5-6 seam. That's that back left corner of the court. Great swing.
Service error. That's 3 now for the Cardinal. They are led by head coach Kevin Hambley. He's in his 9th season here at Stanford. 1 win away from 400 overall for his entire head coaching career. Back set over to Andrew. That's dug up. That's going to get the touch. The freshman, Marina Pizzell, gets on the board.
Pizzell, the freshman out of France, stands at 6'1", and she's an all-around volleyball athlete. Talking with Coach Fisher, he shared that Perez is both an offensive and defensive threat, and she just has that all-around game of volleyball. Great feel. Watch for her to really make a difference out of system specifically.
From the back row, getting the point and inching a little bit closer. The Stanford Cardinal trail by 4.
The quick pick is one of my favorite routes to run because that pick attack, the back row attack, is so lethal when ran properly because it's much like a front row attack. You'll see these athletes broad jumping into that set, allowing them to carve up the ball that much closer to the net.
That one floats over. There's Mosier. The wall goes up for the Cardinal. The Panthers recover. Here's Pizzell trying to find the floor. Cardinal survive. Blasov with the roll shot, and it finds the floor.
Great vision by Blasov. Watches number 7 out of system. Only has a step close, and that's her vision. She's able to see the defenses dug in on Pitt, giving her that opportunity to find that campfire.
A career year for Julia Blasov, getting the most playing time she has had since she's been here on the farm. Coco Kirshen to serve for the Cardinal. There's the back set to Babcock. Too much behind that swing, and it's double digits for Pitt.
Coach Fisher shared with us that this is where Babcock has really excelled in her game this season specifically. It's this back row attack, usually referred to as an A ball in the back row for the right side. Babcock doing a great job of threading the needle high down the line.
Match high 3 kills already this evening. Cross court to Blasov. She'll get the touch. Off the block. Cardinal not done yet.
Blasov finding that 5-6 seam. Watch as she's able to get a full approach. And even with a double block, she's not shying away from that 5-6 seam corner, finding a lot of success with that swing.
Redshirt sophomore out of Carlsbad, California. Here's over to Bayless. That's dug up by Etzler, the freshman libero. Long, but getting the touch. Cardinal chipping away.
Blasov not shying down the redshirt sophomore into that corner. The underclassmen finding success early on here.
Logan Parks at the line for the Cardinal, and she'll get the ace. First one of the night, and it goes to the Cardinal.
Parks now with 20 aces on the season, challenging that seam, that 1-6 seam just to the left of the libero there for Pitt. Watch her hand-to-ball contact guiding that float serve.
Over to Bayless. Great dig by Etzler. Over to Blasov with the tip, read by Babcock. Bayless again off the block. Great recovery from Parks. Etzler. And somehow the Cardinal survive. It continues off the net from Babcock. Maples fans on their feet. Here's Jordan Harvey. Mosier with the back set to Babcock, and that's going to finish it. What a rally. What an ending.
Relentless defense by the Cardinal. That's how they're going to stay in this ball game and chip away points against Pitt. But when Babcock is even in the back row, you have to prioritize her. We can see that Blasov is blocking left front. I would like to see Blasov cheat a little bit, even though she has a front row setter, especially with Olivia Babcock there on that back row attack.
Blasov again. It's the point, the pancake, and we play on. A little bit frantic here, but now it's Brooke Mosier getting in on the kill party.
What an absolute rip by Brooke Mosier. We usually see her running the offense, not finishing it. An all-around standout athlete. Brooke spent some years playing front row, as we could see, and then has really put on that
Stanford is
jersey.
challenging that was the pancake was unsuccessful.
Cardinal going to challenge that the pancake was not successful. By the way, a lot of credit to Haiti Tautua'a coming in. She's another one who's coming off the bench to set, been a high-impact player, but her and Mosier on the court at the same time.
Tautua'a has made a difference. She has some playing time since freshman year, but she just had a season-high 31 assists versus Virginia when she had to come in when Mosier went down with that ankle injury in the first set, first point. Who's really stepped into a good role, a testament to the depth of play for Pitt.
As we take another look, getting a view into what the officials are seeing with the DV Sport replay. Incredible the different angles they have.
After review, the call will be reversed. Point to Stanford. Stanford retains their challenge.
Stanford fans erupt as the call is reversed. Kevin Hambley will retain his challenge, and the point goes to the Card. Either way, you gotta appreciate that effort.
Gotta appreciate the effort, and you gotta appreciate the challenges. Jenna, I wish we had challenges when I was playing. Let's just say that.
Yeah, getting a second, third, fourth look. The officials want to get the call right too, as well as the players and the coaches and the fans. Here's Blasov at the line, skims the net. Over to Bayless. Etzler trying to dive, but cuts it off, and the point goes to Pitt. They're back up by 2.
Bayless has been steady for Pitt and has really grown into this role, as I shared earlier. She's been steady offensively for Pitt because she has that range and vision. She's not afraid to challenge any block out in front of her.
Here's Jordan Harvey. Great dig by Pizzell. Here's Bayless again. Finds the right spot. Blair Bayless continues to roll.
And there's that vision I was just talking about. Watch as Bayless identifies where the defense is on the other side. It's a bit of an out-of-system play, and I like to call that a yellow light situation. She really didn't have the opportunity to take a big rip on it. She found a solution, and with that, a point.
Overpass here and an opportunity for the Panthers. Here's Babcock. Big dig from Blashaw, but it's going to fall out of bounds. Pitt with 14.
Babcock already 4 kills on 5 attacks, batting .800 on the game. And to think that she still has a lot more games ahead of her in her college career, Jenna, I mean, it's incredible.
Only a junior surpassed the 1,000 kills mark at the beginning of this season. There's Rubin. She'll tool the block, and the Cardinal responds.
The Cardinal will always respond to Rubin. She is that spark plug when they need it. Look as Rubin sees that big block out in front of her. It's a closed block for Pitt, but she challenges that closed block and finds a point.
11 serving 14. Here's Etzler. Floats it over. Back set over to Babcock. Push back over. The net violation will lead to another Pittsburgh point. They're the first to 15. See the reach over there on the net. We'll take a quick break here as Pitt leads Stanford 15-11 here in the first set at Maples Pavilion. Top 5 matchup in the nation. This is all year long from these two squads, and Stanford leading the ACC in multiple offensive categories. Pitt right up there in the top 5 as well.
And that's a testament to Stanford to be able to have a controlled first ball contact the majority of the time, allowing them to have a first place seed in kills, in assists, in points. And not only that, but those points, those are blocks as well. And we've seen that in the Cardinal middles, who have been big defensive threats, which we will elaborate on as the game continues.
Tail of the tape so far. We talked about how many implications there are in this matchup. Both teams 13-1 in the ACC, both only with 3 losses overall on the entire season. There's a serve from Maston. Here's Harvey, and the first point out of the break goes to the Cardinal.
Harvey showing us there is always more angle. Watch as the junior opposite is able to challenge that block inside because she's able to beat the ball before it gets to her right shoulder. So she's cutting that ball off fast out in front.
Now she's at the service line. There's Mosier over to Fazell. She'll power through.
The Stanford block was not able to get across in time. As you can see there, giving that point to Pitt, Stanford has to be a little bit faster on those hands crossing that plane of the tape.
Mallory Meyer at the line, the sophomore out of Nebraska. Coming in with the bang, gets the ace, and the momentum continues for Pitt.
Saying liberos can score points too. I'll go back there and rack up a couple aces for Pitt. Jenna, I love talking about liberos, and libero number 13, Mayer for Pitt, is a standout athlete. She's closing in 100 digs on the season. She has 3 matches with double-digit digs already this year, and liberos are just the heartbeat of a team. They're that defensive spark plug. They'll run through a wall for you, and you know what? I just love them, Jenna.
When we talked with Dan Fisher about his use of several liberos this season and how they've all really taken playing time professionally, as he said it, because they've all been able to contribute in different ways and at different times.
And I think that is a testament to the culture of the program. It's hard to do that because these are high-level competitive athletes. These are athletes that want to be in that libero jersey, but they said, hey, what is best for the team? I'm going to put the team first before myself. How can I help the team get to the NCAA championship match? And that's exactly what these athletes for Pitt are doing.
And once again, this is what is at stake. It is sole possession of first place in the ACC to whoever takes this match here tonight. Louisville came into today 13-2, nipping on the heels of both of these squads after getting the win over Florida State yesterday to open up the ACC slate this weekend. We know, once again, this is a big one as Pitt will go on to play Cal on Sunday, and Stanford will move on to play a top 10 SMU team here at home.
And to your point, Jenna, as we mentioned in the intro, whoever takes that sole position of first place in the ACC will then host for postseason play all the way until the Final Four. I mean, talk about an advantage.
Home court advantage is no joke. That's something that Stanford has typically had here at Maples Pavilion, especially under Kevin Hambley. 110 wins to just 13 losses, 24-1 over the last 2 seasons. They've only dropped 9 sets. Over to Babcock. Big dig by Harvey, the overpass. From the back row, Bayless gets it done.
I love that route by Bayless in the back row. Watch as she's able to shuffle over to the left side of the court on that big attack. It's not a true big. They shift her a little bit left to beat that block of Stanford.
18-13 here in the first set. Babcock at the line, the California kid out of Los Angeles, getting to come back to the West Coast. Mosier over to Pizzell. Diving from Rubin. There's Andrew, and that's going to go out.
Take another look with you here. High on that ball was Andrew, trying to find that sideline, just going a bit wide.
Andrew came into this second in the ACC with a .447 hit percentage. Looking for her first kill, and she'll get it right there. Right on cue, Lizzie Andrew on the board.
And I love that set by Parks to allow Andrew to take another rip on the ball coming off of an error. That's showing that the setter is trusting you to put that ball away. And of course, with Andrew at the net, she's leading the Cardinal in hitting percentage, batting .447 on the season.
Coco Kirsch back at the line. There's Mosier over to Pizzell. The angle straight down. That's number 3 for Pizzell tonight.
Pizzell's arc swing is so fast. Watch, as soon as she leaves the ground, her arm is going. It's already coiled. There's no delay in that arm swing.
Now she's back at the service line. Set up from Parks over to Blashaw. That's off the block. Cardinal reset. Blashaw again. It's going to go in the back corner. Perfectly placed. Julia Blashaw leading the team with 6 kills.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, Jenna. And that's exactly the swing from Blashaw. She's found success in that coffin corner. If you're able to hit a foot within the sideline, your hitting percentage goes up by 30%.
Hitting .667 in this match so far is Blashaw. Mosier with the short set. The roof goes up. There's someone we haven't talked about nearly enough, and that's Erica Sayer, another freshman.
Freshman middle blocker Sayer reading and reacting on this big defensive move. Now 107 blocks on the season for the true freshman out of Colorado Springs. It's really exciting to see such a high-level freshman come in and take charge of the defense for the Cardinal.
Recovering there. Block goes up for Pitt. Ryla Jones, another one we haven't talked about enough, the sophomore out of Maryland, making an impact.
Jones answering right back with a block of her own. The sophomore was able to close that block because of her vision. Seeing the ball out in front and then just pressing those hands across the tape.
One of a conference high 4 players on this Pitt team to make the ACC preseason honoree list. Here's Blashaw, that's off the block. Babcock handles it. Tautua'a gets it. The tip will play on as Stanford recovers, but a free ball here for Pitt. That's going to fall. The crowd erupts as that one has a seeing eye, and Rubin gets her second kill.
A free ball kill, something that you would see in a warm-up game playing volleys during practice, but showing us that Pitt, they are human as well, and sometimes they do make mistakes, but this is where Stanford has to take that spark plug of a point and run with it.
Blashaw back at the line. 18 serving 21, and it's going to be 22 now for Pitt.
Coming into the red zone here, the Cardinal have to earn this first ball side out. Work for an in-system first ball contact.
4 service errors for Stanford to Pitt's 2. 1 service ace apiece. Here's Mosier. That's the 3rd service error of the evening for Pitt. Dan Fisher told us she has a jump spinner that when it's on, but sometimes you'll see some errors once in a while, just naturally.
I like to call those green light serves. It's an ace or error. Those are your servers that go back and they're able to rip 1 to 2 points at the service line with that top spin.
Spencer Etzler. Back set cross court to Babcock. Beautifully placed on the back line. Pitt just a couple of points away from taking set number 1.
Babcock is really lethal at this thumbs down on the right side. She's found a lot of success being able to paint that area 5, that back left corner of the volleyball court.
Match high 7 kills for her so far, hitting 700, plus a few digs, couple of blocks, and an assist in her back pocket. Over to Harvey. Perfectly placed. The Cardinal will take that all day long.
Take another look here with you. Ball going off the outside there. Outside elbow, I believe.
Blair Bayless stepping back in for the Cardinal as Jordan Harvey, the junior out of Utah, now at the service line. Off the top of the net. Over to Babcock. The dig. Bayless plays it. Babcock again. Shut down. Lizzie Andrew showing what she can do.
Huge block by Andrew. Watch as she takes control with that right hand in the seam. That is an elite professional block there made by the underclassman. That sophomore middle blocker is fantastic. She's able to read, not only step close and close that block, but it's so important, Jenna, as a middle blocker, to separate your left and right hand. It's important not to just dive like you're diving into a pool, but be able to separate your left and right hand, and that right hand specifically staying wide and grabbing that ball that we just saw Andrew do.
Lizzie Andrew, just a sophomore, doesn't really play like it. She's been an impact since she first stepped on the court here at Stanford last year. That 6'5" frame that is so lethal to have her presence at the net. We've seen the blocks, we've seen the kills. The versatility is really there.
And even though Lizzie Andrew is a sophomore, she's no stranger to high-level play. She played in all 33 matches last year as a true freshman, making 32 starts. She put up numbers. She put up 82 blocks as a freshman for the Cardinal and hit 363. A sophomore, but playing like an upperclassman.
That's what you want to see if you're head coach Kevin Hambley. Several underclassmen been a part of the starting rotation. And it's really been a fun team to watch this season. The crowd here at Maples Pavilion, they packed the place. They knew this was a big one. They knew what was on the line. You don't see a top 5 matchup in the country every day, although in the ACC you see it a little more often than other conferences.
Seeing it pretty often.
There it is, Bree Kelly in the middle, the All-American.
Great swing there by Kelly, being up on setter ball contact. That's a push set, which is about a foot and a half away from the setter, drawing that block, opening up that opportunity to score.
Set point here for Pitt. Here's Rubin, she'll to the block, and Stanford stays in it.
Great lethal swing from the senior leader, Rubin, challenging those high hands of Pitt. Perfect placement, tooling that block, swinging high out in front.
3rd kill of the match for Rubin, who's at the service line. She's got the career record for aces as of the last match. That goes wide. Cardinal chipping away here late in the first set, trailing by 2.
and forcing Pitt to call a timeout here. Babcock looked to try and beat that block. It was just a bit wide, but coming into the red zone, Stanford has really taken control, earning points. They're not waiting for Pitt to just give them points, but they've gone and they've earned points. They've earned that block off of Andrew, and they've earned kills as well.
You know, we have the senior All-American on the Stanford side. We have some of the freshmen in high impact positions. The roster itself, a young team this season for the Stanford Cardinal. Just a couple of seniors, Ruben included, 3 in total upperclassmen, and the vast majority underclassmen this year.
And what's funny, Jenna, is that we're seeing this across the nation in multiple different conferences. We're seeing a lot of underclassmen as starters in top 25 programs. And that's a testament to the junior level pipeline of volleyball across America. Girls volleyball now the #1 youth sport in the nation, #1 high school sport for girls.
Seeing that development, the growth of the game, something that both these teams, both these coaches also talk about and prioritize as they are on the road to trying to get a national championship. They know there's a lot to it when the young ones are also watching these women play. Still set point for Pitt here out of the break. 22 serving 24 as Ruben continues at the line. The ace she got against Duke the last time out was number 137, set that record in the rally scoring era at Stanford. Pizzelle is blocked. Pitt continues. They recover. Here's Parks with the back set on the slide. The Panthers stay alive. Here's Blashaw. She'll get the point. Cardinals back within 1.
Cardinals staying patient during the long rallies and running an efficient offense. Talk about Logan Parks finding her set location, moving this ball around, bringing that rip ball inside for her outside to step close. Blashaw taking control.
Here's number 138. Elia Rubin extends, breaks her own record, gets another ace, and we're tied up at 24. Back set over to Babcock. Harvey keeps it up. Near the net, here's Blashaw, loses the joust. Here she is again. That's off the block. The Pitt Panthers continue. Pizzelle, that goes long. Ruben lets it go, and the Cardinal now with the set point.
Stanford staying patient yet again, and Blashaw on the left pin. Out of system, finding ways to keep the rally alive, challenging the block of Pitt, and now bringing Stanford to a possible set point.
5-0 scoring run for the Cardinal. Continues with Ruben at the line. Here's Pizzelle off the block. Ruben handles. Over to Blashaw. Big time dig. The error finishes it. The Cardinal takes set 1, 26-24, a 6-0 scoring run at the end of the first set. My goodness, the number 5 team in the country takes the first one over number 3 Pitt. It's a top 5 matchup in the country, and the fans have showed up and showed out here at Maples Pavilion. The number 5 Stanford Cardinal taking the first set 26-24 over the number 3 Pittsburgh Panthers. They take the first set over a team that actually swept them in Pittsburgh last year. Pitt hit 314 and held Stanford to under 100, but here right now Stanford has the upper hand.
Stanford is answering back, and they did not give up when adversity was in their face. Coming into the red zone, they stayed patient in the long rallies. They played relentless defense, not guessing, but reading and reacting. And let's just highlight Blashoff for a moment. Number 7 outside hitter for Stanford. 7 kills, batting .500 as an outside hitter. That is outstanding for a first set.
And that's something that Kevin Hambley talked about as well. You know, Elia Rubin, obviously a go-to for this squad, but being able to have Julia Blashoff and some other options this year has been huge, and now she's leading the way so far in this one.
Now we're going to see how Pitt responds. Pitt was in a really good situation. Probably even thought they had set number 1 under their belt coming into the red zone. But never say, don't get comfortable in ACC volleyball, Jenna, especially when you're on the road. You're already traveling. You're coming into somebody else's house. Doesn't matter if you're number 3 against number 5. Number 5's going to push you, and that's the Cardinal on their home floor.
Absolutely. The first time Pitt has been here at Stanford since 1992. That was for the NCAA tournament. Stanford got the sweep, and Rubin's off the block there. They'll go to her again. This time she tools it. 7 points in a row for the Cardinal now, dating back to the first set. They lead things off here.
We see Rubin tooling high hands again. This is something that these athletes train in practice. Something that we like to implement is putting a boogie board up there and challenging that boogie board, hitting high and off of it.
Spencer Hetzler now to serve. Right off the bat, you could tell that one was headed to the net. 5th service error of the night for the Cardinal. We're tied at 1 in the second set.
Watch for Pitt to minimize a few of those unforced errors that were on their side. 5 attack errors for Pitt, something that we usually don't see from their offense. And a couple ball handling errors as well. I expect Pitt to clean that up here in set number 2.
Izzy Maston right down the line. Here's the back set to Harvey. Recovering is Pitt. They run into the block. Here's Babcock. Softly over, gets the point. Changing it up a bit for the National Player of the Year semifinalist.
Babcock reading out in front like the Sunday newspaper, seeing that defense dug in. And another yellow light situation for the reigning player of the year. She didn't have an opportunity to take a swing on that ball, so she found a solution. She saw that off-speed tip was wide open.
Good read by Parks to see that off the top of the net. Big swing from Rubin. She answers immediately. Elia Rubin starting to get warmed up. 5th kill of the night.
Great first ball side out for Stanford. Rubin challenging inside the seam on that double block as well, taking full advantage. Left back has to stay a bit wide there on Rubin.
Jordan Harvey with the ace. Stanford taking the lead here. Harvey already in the top 5 in her career and program history for aces per set. Here's Babcock. Dug up by Harvey. Parks cross court to Rubin. Runs into a wall. Tries it again. From the back row. Softly over. Parks once more. Rubin once more. Off the touch. 4-2 Stanford.
Talk about transition, dig to attack. Rubin's looking like beach volleyball out there. Just her in motion, her and Parks running an offense. Look at that off blocker dig and then kicking out to attack. What a play.
Joust at the net here. A free ball here for Pitt. Plenty of time for Babcock. That's off the block. Here's Etzler setting it up for Rubin. Tools it again. Elia Rubin is heating up.
Rubin has found success because of her hand-to-ball contact. Watch how high her elbow is on this out-of-system play, allowing her that opportunity to carve up outside that block of Pitt.
Another one. Jordan Harvey with the ace. And a timeout on the floor. The Cardinal have all the momentum early in the second set. They lead things 6-2 over the Panthers, having taken set 1. scoring run in the second set, and the All-American Elia Rubin is really starting to tear it up.
She is. She has scored 4 of the 6 points in set number 2 for the Cardinal. She's been active in transition. She's been active in first ball siding out. Coach told us that Rubin was a leader and stepped into this big role, and we are seeing it. Big-time athletes shine when the lights are just a bit brighter and a little more is on the line.
Hitting 385 so far in this one. As the joust at the net goes Stanford's way, and Lizzie Andrew once again using that height.
That second ball contact for Pitt was just a bit low and inside for this out-of-system play. Tough go for Pitt. Cardinal taking full advantage of that ball mishandling.
Largest lead that Stanford has had. 5 points here as Babcock gets the kill to answer. Olivia Babcock now with a match-high 9 kills. She's hitting just under 400.
I would expect Babcock to turn it up just a little bit, and I'm saying this because it's Olivia Babcock. She was nominated for an SB, putting volleyball on the map for collegiate sports. I expect her to turn it up just a bit more.
Set it up here for Pizzell. Dig by Etzler. Now it's Rubin. Right into the point. Elia Rubin just continues leading the team with 8 kills. We'll take it 429.
Yeah, we'll take a couple looks. Look at this second look. She is flying into that ball. Energy is contagious, Jenna, and when you're feeling it, it is lights out, and that's exactly what Rubin is doing.
Nearly another ace, but Pitt recovers, as does Stanford. Here's Blashow now. We'll reset for Babcock. Off the block, Parks keeps it in play. Miscommunication there, out of system. Opportunity for the Panthers. Pizzell shut down! Lizzie Andrew, her 3rd block this evening.
So I like this play because the free ball to right front took Babcock out of the play, really trapping Pitt's left side attacker, as we can see there. And Stanford reading and taking full control. Andrew solidifying that block.
Logan Parks alongside Andrew, they lead this Stanford team, contributing to 3 blocks already tonight. There's Rubin, just a touch long. Cardinals still leading by 5 here, as Olivia Babcock will take over serving duties.
I do like that miss serve from Rubin, though. She's challenging Pitt flat and deep. You never know if somebody will take that bait and serve receive, or maybe tag one of your opponents on the way out.
Parks to Blashow. Off the block. Reset from Pitt. Pizzell finds the floor. Marina Pizzell getting back into the fray. Kill number 4 tonight.
Pizzell step closing to that ball, finding the seam inside. Pizzell needs to try and up that hitting percentage. She's had a lot of opportunity, but the Cardinal have done a really great job of just getting block touches on her.
From the back row, Harvey runs into a wall. They'll go to Blashow. Mosier over to Pizzell. Softly reads it beautifully.
Great play there by Pizzell. Watch as she's able to have that big double arm lift out in front to sell it like she's going to swing. And finding that off-speed shot.
A 3-0 scoring run for Pitt. They still trail by 3 points here in the second set. Back set to Andrew. Cardinal recover. Here's Blashow. The roof comes down. Abby Emsch in the game, by the way, making her presence known.
Emsch closing all the way to the pin, giving no room for the Cardinal to go around at all. Really great move there.
Abby Emsch, another freshman on this Pitt team from Ohio. She actually enrolled early in the spring to join this Pitt team. Dan Fisher talked about how Yes, maybe some underclassmen on the team, but really the amount of experience that this Pitt team has overall, especially at this point in the season, he feels pretty confident in them. But the freshmen are really more like sophomores by this point.
Absolutely. And, they've been training hard in the gym. They've earned where they're at right now, the program. And it's exciting to see that all the athletes who are playing for Pitt have, that culture from within where it's team first and they respect each other and they have that common goal every day that they step into practice.
Over 50 years for Pitt volleyball as a program, the 13th season under Dan Fisher. And this year, they're third in the nation with 8 ranked wins over opponents this year. Their only losses have been to Nebraska, who was number 1 and undefeated, by the way, Florida, and Miami, their lone loss in the league play slate.
Coach Fisher mentioning to us that, he educates his team on RPI and what ranked wins mean to host, potentially for postseason play. So the athletes are aware of it, and I think, that's always good because it's kind of in the back of your mind and it gives you a little bit more oomph.
Yes. And you're right, he emphasized the educating them versus overemphasizing it.
You're right.
Here's Blashoff. Back set to Babcock. Parks setting up Blashoff again. Goes long, gets the point. Cardinal now at double digits. They lead by 3 again.
Blashoff is no stranger to high-level volleyball. She has experience playing with Team USA, part of that national development team program. 4 medals with Team USA. No stranger to taking high swings like that.
Coco Kirsch with the serve. The error gives the point back to Pittsburgh. 7th service error for the Cardinal tonight. They do have 4 aces, though, to balance it out.
Pitt right now has a front row setter, meaning watch for Pitt to spread that offense with Mosher setting in the front row.
Parks over to Blashoff. Great pancake. Doesn't quite keep it up. The point counts for the Cardinal.
There's Blashoff pushing that ball through the block of Pitt. Great way to score.
Now Logan Parks at the line. Oh, that's ace number 2 for the setter.
Great hand-to-ball contact from Parks, challenging that 1-6 seam. Perfectly placed by Parks.
Aggressive serving, definitely something that Kevin Hambley encourages. Here's Babcock. Big time swing, big time dig from Parks. Mosher over to Bayless. Cardinals set it up for Blashoff. Right in the face on the back row. Marina Pizzell seems all right, but a lot of power behind that swing.
Blashoff with an absolute cannon of a swing. Watch as Blashoff pulls off the net here. It's an out-of-system play at that. What a rip by Blashoff. Great sportsmanship, too. She looked across the net and asked if she was okay.
Absolutely. Playing it off the net of the Cardinal. Erica Sayer in the mix. Mosher back to Babcock. That goes wide and long. Cardinal with a 6-point lead here in the second set. 14-8. The Cardinal took the first one 26-24, a 6-0 scoring run to end it. They have maintained control so far here early on in the second set as well.
The Cardinal are maintaining control, Jenna, because of their defense. They have 11 digs in set number 2 alone, only 7 for Pitt. Stanford is converting those digs into points with their kills as well. 8 kills, hitting 350. Pitt at the moment, half that. 4 kills, batting under 100.
And Julia Blashoff leading the way, double-digit kills already tonight, hitting 409. She has been a major impact alongside the All-American Elia Rubin.
Blashoff has been a standout this night, and we've seen a versatility in her offense. Watch as she's able to take control out of system, finding these off-speed shots in system, step closing inside, challenging that big block of Pitt. Out of system yet again, just finding ways to score. It doesn't matter. She is challenging Pitt deep into the seam, deep down the line, finding that off-speed shot. So she really is using every single tool in her tool belt right now to find ways to score and earn points for Stanford.
She's got a block and an assist so far this evening as well. And to your point, leading the way for the Cardinal in digs, that's Spencer Etzler with 8, but right behind her, Jordan Harvey and Logan Parks with 6 apiece.
And that's impressive when you can have a setter that plays defense with Parks digging 6 volleyballs in right back. That is huge for your team because teams challenge setters in the back row because they want to take that set out of the game.
There's a setter at the service line with Parks. Get out of system here for Pitt. Free ball opportunity for the Card. Sayer pushes it over. Bayless off the block. Cardinal recover. The defense stays alive. That finds the back corner. Pitt gets the point at the end of it.
Great put away for Pitt going down the middle, but talk about this relentless defense from the Cardinal. They're saying never say die, playing scrappy defense every single point. And Jenna, they might have not got that point, but you can feel the energy of the fans here inside Maples Pavilion. Defense wins championships, and that's exactly what Stanford is doing right now. They're playing relentless defense, and they're challenging Pitt, who is one of the highest scoring teams in the nation right now, keeping them to hitting under 100 in set number 2.
There's Harvey with the push. Jordan Harvey getting in on the action once again. That's kill number 5 for her.
I love Stanford really just utilizing their middles right out the gate, trying to find that first ball put away. Harvey with that kill.
Julia Blashaw with the serve. Babcock setting it up cross court to Bayless. Block from the Cardinal. Pitt stays in it. Mistimed, and the error will lead to another Stanford point.
Something to look for right now is Harvey playing opposite on the right side of the net for Stanford. So it really allows the Cardinal to spread out that offense. Watch for Parks to find Harvey there on the right pin.
That serve goes long. Good read by the Panthers as they're now at double digits.
And with that side out for Pitt, brings Olivia Babcock back into the front row. All 3 offensive threats in the front row now for the Panthers.
There's that serve and an overpass set up perfectly. Babcock with kill number 10.
What a layup there. Babcock saying, thank you very much. I will take this all day long. Those hitting lines feel pretty good up there.
That was candy to a baby right there.
Oh, yeah.
Mosier again. Strong serve. Parks to Harvey. Mosier on the ground. Sticks with it. Bayless. That goes long. Cardinal back to that 6-point lead. This is a Stanford team that was picked 3rd in the preseason poll. Take another look at that point. Now 17-11 here in the second set. Babcock right into a wall. Pitt recovers. Bayless trying to find the spot. Now it's Rubin. Got the touch. Elia Rubin keeps rolling.
What I love about Elia Rubin is that she's not looking for a highlight reel bounce. She is a smart volley IQ athlete. She has 9 kills on the match, and 6 of those have been high hands tooling the block of Pitt.
467 hitting percentage, as that's right at the net. And a break for Pitt. They're back within 6.
This is where Pitt has to really lock in and try and find momentum in the meat here of the second set, especially with Babcock in the front row for 2 more rotations. Can Pitt earn with Babcock in the front row?
Babcock herself hitting .231 right now. Pitt as a whole still under 100 in this set. Here's Harvey, rolls off, falls in. All smiles from Jordan Harvey.
With a big smile on her face, showing there is always more angle. Look at that cut shot. It's a little bit of beach volleyball action there with that thumbs up on the right side, finding that cut shot.
Kisses the tape, and that'll kiss the floor. The energy that Pitt needs right now. Bree Kelly, another leader on the team.
Pitt finding success out of the middle of the court. Kelly really being able to be an offensive threat. She's 3 for 3 on the ball game. Pitt has to find their middles when they can, especially in transition.
There's Parks to Andrew on the slide. Lizzie Andrew, second kill.
Andrew is so lethal running behind for the Cardinal. Watch as she gets on her route, and being 6'5", she's able to have that reach as well. The trajectory of that swing is straight down.
Talia Rubin back at the line for the Cardinal. They're the first to 20. Here's Babcock. Straight down, what an angle. A match-high 11th kill for Olivia Babcock.
Right on that T-zone, that's that 10-foot line or 3 meter, wherever you're tuning in from. That is an elite swing to be able to hit such a high angle, and it's because her point of contact is so high, it opens up that angle.
Parks at the net, setting up Blasov softly. Beautiful dive from Pizzell. Here's Babcock. It goes wide. Cardinal now at their largest lead. They're up by 7.
Babcock from the back row trying to challenge area 1, but catching the side of the ball, going just a bit wide.
Coco Kirshen to serve. Here's Mosier with the dump. What a read.
Great read there by Mosier. Watch as she sees out of her peripheral vision. Nobody's there because, well, the Cardinal, they have to prioritize Babcock, who's on the right side. So the Cardinal are taking a step to the left, opening up that dip.
Over to Erica Sayer off the block. Parks to Blasov. Roll shot. Babcock again, finding the floor again. Pitt starting to chip away.
And this is where the Cardinal in set number 1 were challenging Pitt, and they were able to come back. So don't count the Panthers out here. If you're at Stanford, you really need a first ball side out.
Pizzell with the serve. Blasov. Right at the net. Mosier to Bayless. Dug, but overpassed. Straight down. Abby Ensch.
Ensch taking advantage. What a dig. But that ball put straight away.
A 3-0 scoring run for the Pitt Panthers. They're still in this one here in the second set, trailing by 4. What do the Panthers need to do to try to chip away and come back and even this thing up?
Push points at the service line. Babcock's in the back row right now. We know that Pitt like to find her on that back row attack. It's much like a front row attack, so watch for that to happen on the side of Pitt and maybe get the middles involved. Just 1% more for Pitt. Try and control that first ball contact to give the Panthers that opportunity to continue to feed their middles. For the Cardinal, play relentless defense. You have to earn a first ball side out of this timeout.
We talk about the strength of the ACC across the board, but in the top 10 in the nation in the coaches poll, they lead the way with 4 different teams. So Pitt at number 3, Stanford at number 5, but you're going to see Louisville at number 7 and SMU there at number 10 as well. Not only do they lead the nation in rankings in the top 10, but also in RPI. And SMU will come here to Maples Pavilion on Sunday to take on the Cardinal for the second time this season. Their only ACC loss in league play this year.
And league play is rolling downhill. We're feeling that downhill momentum coming into postseason play. These teams know it. They got through the grind of October. Now you're halfway through November. You're feeling the downhill home stretch, really wanting to continue that momentum into postseason play.
Coming out of the break from the back row is Jordan Harvey. Big time dig. Bayless gets the point. First point out of the break goes to Pitt. Check out that dig by Emery Dukes.
Dukes playing insane left back defense previously at Florida State. Made that transfer and an impact for Pitt.
Blashaw tools it. Side out for the Cardinal.
Tooling high and away. Great set location there.
Logan Parks, 2 aces on the day. Mosier to Bayless. Runs into the wall, but it's going to fall. Panthers staying alive.
It's an out-of-system play for Bayless, but she's able to step close into that ball and really challenge the seam of the Cardinal.
Bayless second on the team with 6 kills. She's hitting .278. Now it's high T. There's Harvey finding the spot. Jordan Harvey with 7 kills.
That's a route that the Cardinal really love to run in this rotation. It's Harvey coming down the middle and middle blocker for Stanford. They are running behind, so it's a little bit different of a route, bringing your right side down the middle of the net, but keeps the defense true.
Service error brings Pitt within 3. Down to the wire once again here in the second set. And now it's Brooke Mosier. Parks over to Harvey. Did she get the touch? She did not.
And we're back right where they left us in set number 1, Jenna. We saw this, but exactly opposite. His challenge Stanford to continue to take those big rips. Stanford with a couple unforced errors on their side. Pitt now with Olivia Babcock back in the front row.
Some success with Mosier at the line. Here's Rubin. She'll tool the block. Set point for the Cardinal.
Rubin tooling high and off the hands yet again. It is her go-to swing, and it has been efficient all evening.
Fans on their feet. Spencer Etzler with the floater. Mosier and a big swing. Beautiful timing there from Pitt to stay in it.
There's that middle involvement that Pitt was looking to find. Mosier coming down the middle on that push attack. You can see it splits the block of Cardinal, really opening up that seam for her to score.
Bree Kelly with 4 kills on the day. Izzy Maston to serve. Still set point. Lizzie Andrew. Here's Pizzell off the block. Parks keeps it alive. Here's Rubin. Big time dig from Dukes. And the violation is called. Stanford once again. They take set number 2, 25-22. Back-to-back sets they have won here on their home turf.
An unforced error at an untimely point. Nonetheless, Pitt felt a little bit of momentum coming into this third set. We'll see what happens after this break.
Top 5 matchup has not disappointed. We'll be back for the third set shortly. Is where it's at tonight. The top 5 matchup between number 3 Pittsburgh and the host number 5 Stanford Cardinal has not disappointed. And the Cardinal in particular, one of the more historic programs in college volleyball. Their program history speaks for itself. 9 national championships, 141 NCAA wins, and those are both a nation high.
Roots run deep here in the Redwoods of NorCal.
23 Final Four appearances. And for Dan Fisher, he's had 4 straight during his time with the Pitt Panthers. And those are the first Final Four appearances in program history. 6-time ACC champions and 3 straight coming into this season.
That's pretty incredible. And not to mention the recruiting class that's going to come in for Dan Fisher this next year and be able to continue to give momentum and roots for Pitt volleyball. Fisher, he's looking for that 5th straight NCAA Final Four. We'll have to wait and see.
Perfect prep for them, going up against each other with a top 5 matchup. And so far, this is what this matchup has looked like. The first 2 sets have both gone Stanford's way. Fairly evenly matched in terms of the totals. Stanford out-acing Pittsburgh 5-1, and they're out-hitting them as well.
And that is what led to the first 2 sets, was the consistency of the serve of the Cardinal, earning those 5 aces, but also getting Pittsburgh out of system a lot. We weren't really able to see their middles get involved all too much because Stanford was challenging them at the service line, getting them off the net. Not to mention the attack errors on the side of Pitt. They had 6 in set number 2, only 2 for the Cardinals. So that was really a difference as well. They were able to squeak out there in set number 2.
The Cardinal out hitting the Panthers overall, and they turned it up a notch. They went 344 in set number 1. They turned it up to 378 to make it 362 overall. Pitt has its work cut out for him, but if there's anyone in the country that could get it done, who could be a threat for a potential reverse sweep, the number 3 team in the country might be one of them.
Jenna, you're absolutely right. Pitt right now, they were feeling fired up after set number 1. After dropping set number 2, watch out. They're going to be full steam ahead. I predict to see a little bit of a different team, these Panthers stepping out on the floor here in Maple Pavilions.
And if you're Stanford, you know that, right? Like,
You
these
know
are
that.
2 top 5 teams. They know that the other one's going to bring it.
And the fans sure do have their popcorn here in the stands.
They do. They have been on their feet. They've been making noise. The Cardinal made it spicy at the end of the first set, going on that 6-0 scoring run. Maintained control for most of that second set. And now they have the upper hand as we start set number 3. Blashoff to serve. Near ace, but the free ball now for the Cardinal. Parks in the middle to Erica Sayre. She gets some air.
I love Parks establishing her middles early, and that's Erica Saylor up on that ball. The freshman middle blocker does a really great job of being up in the air on setter ball contact. She's put away a ton of points this season for the Cardinals. Season high 20 points versus Missouri.
Here's Bayless off the block. Etzler setting it up. This time it's Rubin. That's off the block. Parks to the back set to Harvey. Setting it up for Babcock. Big time swing, big time result. Pitt ties it up at 1.
There's that big Babcock swing that'll fire up her team. This out of system ball perfectly placed for her to go and take a big rip. Great set there by Mayer in the libero jersey.
Babcock's 13 kills along with 7 digs as that serve skims the net. Big swing, Mosier keeps it alive. Bayless finishes it. 7 kills for Blair Bayless.
Bayless stepping into a big role and has earned it. She's had 11 games with double-digit kills this year. I expect Bayless to continue to keep putting balls away. And she's had consistent playing time from freshman year, sophomore year. This is a big role for her now.
Off the tape. Over to Rubin. Dyer keeping it alive. Here's Bayless. Set up to Rubin again. Diving his dupes. Bayless with the tit. That'll roll on to Harvey. She'll tool it for the point. Tied up again.
Great play in transition for the Cardinal. Another out-of-system play. Great set for Harvey to go up and challenge high hands on the inside.
Harvey with 8 kills, hitting .333. Now Etzler to serve. Into the net. Double-digit service errors for the Cardinal compared to their 5 aces tonight. Pitt now with the advantage in the third set. Izzy Maston at the line. Andrew in the middle. Maston with the dive. Running into the block. Giselle will try again, and she'll get it done this time.
Great put away by Pizzell, going back-to-back swings, continuing to challenge inside the block of the Cardinal. I really like Pizzell being able to take such fast swings on that ball. Coach Fisher is saying one of the fastest arm swings in the gym.
Part of the international flavor that is part of the roster this year for Pitt with her experience with the French national team. Here's Harvey, perfect angle.
Harvey is able to sell this point and kill because of her shoulders. Watch her shoulders stay square to the 5, to the cross court, so that 116. Baiting the defense in, and at the last second, it's just her hand-to-ball contact that moves that ball.
Zell, once again. Freshman starting to warm up a little bit here in the third set.
Pizzell continuing to get stronger throughout the duration of season. Coach Fisher saying that she's strong in the weight room, and that's transferring onto the floor.
PRing at this point in the season, impressive. Joust at the net, Babcock reads it, puts it down. Pitt starting off strong, up by 3.
This is where I like to play mini games. Can you get to 10 first? Can you get to 15 first? 18, 20. Break the game down into smaller sections.
There's Rubin. Once again. Free ball. To Andrew on the slide. Successful.
When Parks is in the front row, she is going to find Andrew on that slide. Andrew so lethal on this slide attack because she keeps her spacing and is able to have this point of contact to bring that ball sharp cross court.
Ellie Rubin now serving. Over to Babcock. Etzler and Rubin run into each other. A lot of power behind that swing.
Babcock fast on this ball. We can see Rubin and Etzler collide a little bit. Shoulder going into the face, but Etzler looking all right there. The freshman libero getting up for the Cardinal.
15 kills for Olivia Babcock. Now hitting over 300. She's sitting at 312. 7 digs, 2 blocks, and an assist to her name. Blashaw tools the block. Julia Blashaw with the team high 12th kill.
Watch as Blashaw steps inside. This is a faster tempo set and route, giving Blashaw that opportunity to go faster to that ball. You can see the Pitt block wasn't set up in time.
Coco Kirsch. Mosier in the middle, Babcock puts it away.
It starts with a first ball contact. Great in-system pass for Pitt. allowing them to open up this quick offense. Babcock out of the back row there, being able to use all of her torque on that ball, so meaning that she's leading with her hips and her core to hit hard.
The floater. Pulling the block is Blasov. Now she's got 13 kills.
It's going to be point-for-point action. Blasov is going to be at the helm of that, especially with a front row setter. Blasov is taking a lot of the sets right now, being the 0-1 position.
Logan Parks will get ready at the service line as we clean up the court a little bit here in Maples Pavilion. A quick breath for both of these squads in such a high intensity moment.
Taking a little bit of a break here, maybe being able to tie a shoe or whatnot.
Pitt, of course, still with a 2-point advantage over the Cardinal here in the third set. And here's Parks. Mosier back set to Babcock. In there on the back line. Olivia Babcock doing what Olivia Babcock does.
And this is exactly how she's in the running again for Player of the Year, with these elite swings, the range, her vision, consistency from Babcock.
First couple of sets, Cardinal held her to just over 200 hitting percentage. She's now at 353. Blasov, just a touch long.
That was a great swing by Blasov. Take a look out. This play with you here, maybe we can see if it tags on the way out. Jenna, I thought I saw that ball in. No challenge though.
Close, but no challenge. We play on. Hesitant from Etzler, and it's an ace for Abby Emch. Second ace of the night for Pitt. The Panthers lead the Cardinal 11-6 here in the third set. Can they climb all the way back? The All-American Olivia Babcock had 12 kills, hitting 241 after the second set, and now she's got 17, hitting 353.
And that's because of her situational awareness, her point of contact, and range. Being able to see that play out in front of her and be consistent with that hand-to-ball contact at such a high point. It's well over the block of her opponents, allowing her to have such a wide range offensively.
Parks to Harvey, finds the floor. That's the third Cardinal to reach double-digit kills tonight.
And that's the first ball side out that the Cardinal needed to try and stay in the game here in this third set. Are they able to push points at the service line?
Blasov trying to do just that. Here's Mosier. Mistimed, softly put on the floor. Babcock continues.
Babcock not able to get a full swing flying into that ball. It's not considered a lift because she doesn't contact the ball underneath. It's just on the side of it.
Mosier with a strong serve. Parks in the middle to Sayre. Over to Harvey this time. They got the touch. Jordan Harvey gets number 11.
We'll take another look here with you. We look for that touch on the ball. No challenge, and point to the Cardinal.
Anna Pringle in, the senior from La Jolla, California. There's Babcock, runs into a wall. Great effort from Pitt, but they can't keep it going.
Stanford blocking a high number of volleyballs. They did their scouting report. They know who Pitt wants to set, but they are disciplined in their block with their vision, with their hand placement.
Babcock with lots of time. Harvey, joust at the net. It goes Pitt's way. Bree Kelly and Olivia Babcock all over it.
Take another look with you. Ball a bit close. How do the Cardinal react here in set number 3 with their back against the wall? I expect them to find momentum.
In the middle, Lizzie Andrew trying to create that momentum.
Andrew continuing to show us all of her range and routes. She's good in front of her setter, behind her setter. What a fast arm on that ball.
Kevin Hamley thrilled with her offensive threat this year. Always been a strong blocker. And tool in the block right there. Pitt once again with the point.
Pitt continuing to chip away, earning first ball side outs consistently here in set number 3, giving them this 4-point lead.
Gazelle now second on the team with 8 kills. Here's Rubin. What a dig in the overpass to Andrew, but back to back. What a look from Meyer. And Babcock finishes.
Number 13, Meyer, libero for putting on her helmet and left back and doing exactly what she's supposed to do. Keep the Panthers alive to try and live another day and score another point.
Into the net there from Meyer at the service line. You talked about breaking down the game. Hit the first to 15. The Cardinal chipping away a little bit, trying to get back into this one.
They're closing in the gap. And yes, Pitt is at 15, but Stanford has more than enough opportunity and room to try and chip away. It starts at the service line, though, and we know that Stanford has 2 of the best middles in the nation, arguably. I mean, they're second and third in hitting percentage in the ACC with Andrew and Sayer. Watch for the Cardinal to try to continue to run their offense down the middle of the court.
Stanford now with 11 service errors to Pitt's 4. Andrew with 4 kills, Sayer with just 1. Potential to see them get in the mix a little bit more. Here's Andrew, right on cue. Lizzie Andrew with number 5 tonight.
Jenna, I think they heard us out there. They were on our half of the court. We'll take full credit for this point.
It was definitely us.
Do we get stats too?
We should.
We should.
We should keep track. And Coco Kirsch comes in to serve. Just a touch long. 12 service errors. Pitt back with the 5-point lead. Marina Pizzell now to serve for the Panthers. We expected them to answer here in the 3rd set. Pizzell with the ace. And that's going to lead to the timeout. Pitt leading Stanford 18-12. They dropped the first 2 sets to the hosts, the Cardinal, but they are in control here in the 3rd set. And guess what? They're hitting 6-11 here in the 3rd set.
It's pretty easy to say that's exactly why they're up. A majority of set number 3 is that high hitting percentage, and they've been able to up their defense as well, being able to dig balls in middle back, in left back, 8 digs in set number 3. Only 1 attack error with 12 kills, hitting over 600. We knew Pitt was going to make a change, and it starts with that first and second ball contact on the side of the Panthers being able to up that hitting percentage.
7 kills in this set alone, a total of 19 for Olivia Babcock, who leads the Panthers, hitting .342. And again, we know what's at stake here. These two teams are tied at the top of the ACC standings, both with a 13-1 record in league play. Whoever wins this one will have control and sole possession of that first place.
That's huge coming into postseason play and just has a little bit more of a chip on your shoulder. Both of these programs feeling that downhill momentum coming into postseason. A lot on the line here. Who's going to punch their ticket as #1 in the ACC?
Both these teams have consistently been in the top 10 in the rankings all season long. Pitt with a program high #3 preseason ranking. They're #3 this week. They've been in the top 10 all year. Stanford, 5 straight weeks at #5. They were #6 in the preseason, and they've stayed in the top 6 all season long. There's Pizzell out of the break. Andrew, what a swing from Erica Sayre.
Sayre ripping down the right side. As a right-handed attacker, you got to get your hand-to-ball contact there. Unbelievable swing from the true freshman.
We talked about how she came in 3rd in the ACC, hitting .414 on the season. Just her 2nd kill. Big swing there from Bayless, answering right away.
Bayless answering with a swing of her own, earning yet again another first ball side out for Pitt. Bayless, a part of the
ACC for a reason, right?
Yep, exactly.
Cross court to Blashaw. Gets it done. Julia Blashaw with kill #14.
Blashaw staying true and steady. It's a great set by Parks, finding her window of opportunity for Blashaw on the left side. Logan Parks setting a great offense.
Parks came in with a lot of experience hitting as well, as that hits the back line from the back row for Babcock.
Babcock continuing to push the envelope offensively because she's able to be consistent at tagging the back foot of the court and the sidelines. That's why she's such an elite athlete, is that she swings high and long.
Hits the video board, but we play on. It was on the Stanford side. Point awarded to the Panthers. Kevin Hambley having a conversation to see if there was a touch. They're going to take another look.
Stanford is challenged that there was a block touch.
Just the second challenge that we've seen so far today. It feels like a smart moment for Kevin Hambley to use this, get a chance to chat with his team as well.
Right, the challenges being a timeout, maybe. Impromptu, one may say. It was fun talking with Coach Hanley before this match and finding out that he's a musician, Jenna, and
yes,
he likes to play his guitar before games, relaxes him a bit. And you two were going to town talking about all these different guitars, and it was so fun that the three of us are musical theater nerds a little bit,
yeah,
or just a part of the arts. I'm 6'3", so my Broadway career wasn't going to be there if I wanted one, but it was fun to see him just, not talk volleyball for a second and just see a different light of Coach Hambley.
And we always talk about how calm, cool, collected he tends to be on the side of the court. And he said sometimes he'll play just by himself in his office, whatever, to just calm down a little bit. If he's feeling a little bit anxious before a big match, he might have done some of that today.
He likes to play the blues on his guitar.
That's what he said. He's got an old Fender in his office. Very cool to see.
And you called it out, too. You said, is that a Fender?
I did, yes. My dad also plays guitar, so I told Kevin Hambley before the match tonight, hey, next time he's in town, he said he'd love to jam with you. And Coach Hambley said, well, I'm not much of a performer, but yes, I'll do my best.
There you go. Hambley has a career after coaching if he wants one as a professional musician on tour.
I'd say his career and your career in volleyball going just fine. We've talked about how he's got 399 wins overall in his head coaching career. If this could potentially be win number 400, what a way to reach that milestone.
I mean, absolutely incredible. And he's just such an amazing person on and off the court, just a well-rounded human being. And I'm very excited for Coach Hanley and the career that he's had, and, you know, all the flowers to him.
Two-time national champion, back-to-back years, just the 7th head coach in Division I women's volleyball to lead a team to back-to-back natties. It looks like we have a decision.
After review, the call is reversed. Point to Stanford. Stanford retains their challenge.
Kevin Hambley, 2 for 2 on video review tonight. The call is reversed. Stanford gets the point. They keep their challenge.
Teams are allotted 2 challenges from set 1 through 4. If you use it and lose it, you lose that challenge. But if you use it and win, you keep that challenge. So Stanford with both of their challenges still in their pocket.
And it's big, right? You go from 14 to 21 to 15 to 20, a 7-point spread to a 5-point spread. Every little thing matters.
The chess game of volleyball.
Truly. Anna Pringle back in it. Skims the top of the net. Here's Babcock running into a wall. Lizzie Andrew and Elia Rubin fired up.
Rubin and Andrew have been a defensive force all game long for the Cardinal. It starts with their vision and their location of blocking. They're not drifting in the air. They're going straight up, taking away that space.
Here's Bayless. Finds it. Answers right back.
Bayless said she wanted to be consistent for her team, and that's exactly what she has been. Bayless challenging the team yet again. Was a high-level athlete as a junior, number 5 ranked recruit coming out of Texas, and has really flourished. You know, Jenna, Bayless could have transferred from Pitt, and she didn't. She stayed, and she earned that playing time, and she has made a difference for the program.
Dan Fisher talked about how much respect he has for her for that reason, among many. Staying alive here are the Panthers. The point goes their way. Back to a 6-point lead.
Panthers finding the wind in their sails, being able to play scrappy defense and find a way to score in transition.
Izzy Maston. Andrew getting it done. Lizzie Andrew with her 6th kill.
Andrew continuing to be an offensive threat in the middle, has the experience with Team USA, won a gold medal at the U19 Pan Am Games.
Over to Babcock. Great placement. Olivia Babcock has surpassed the 20-kill mark tonight.
She is just so consistent. Every time she contacts the ball, she's contacting the ball with purpose.
21 total kills. 7 times has she reached the 25-kill mark this season. And right away, Lizzie Andrew answering.
Andrew showing us how efficient she is on the slide attack. Watch as she gets on her route and she's able to kick her right hip around, so she's able to swing on that ball just a bit faster.
Second in the ACC in blocks and hitting percentage coming into this. Saving it there is Etzler. Setting up Blashaw. Roof.
Huge shutdown for Babcock, pressing those hands across the tape. The reigning player of the year, playing defense as well for the Panthers. Watch as she presses into that seam, nowhere for that ball to go.
Set point for Pitt. Floater from Babcock. The dump attempt from Parks. Now Mosier with the kill. Puts it away. Set number 3 goes to the number 3 team in the country, 25-18. After giving up the first 2, they come back in the third set. The fourth set coming up next. The transfer from Illinois showing off this season. For this Pitt team, but Blair Bayless just 1 kill away from her 12th double-digit match this season.
The junior outside hitter continues to get better for Pitt. She wanted to find her range in the back row. She loves hitting that big attack and comes in for extra reps and serve receives because she wants to give everything she has to this program. Coach Fisher talked with us before the match and said, you know, I'm proud of her character. She could have transferred. She had some playtime her freshman and sophomore year, could have went into the portal, but she didn't. She stood and stands still in a Pitt jersey, earned her playing time, comes in for the extra reps, and has been consistent for the Panthers all season.
Hitting .333 here tonight, along with her 9 kills. She's got 3 digs and 1 block. And this is a big-time fourth set that we have coming up. Of course, Stanford took the first 2 down to the wire in set number 1, 26-24, 25-22, and then Pitt came right back at it with the biggest gap that we have seen tonight, 25-18 over the Cardinal in the third.
Jenna, in the third set, the Cardinal hit .406 as a team. That is not a bad batting percentage to be hitting during a set of volleyball, but Pitt, they hit .615 in set number 3. That's 18 kills, only 2 errors for the Panther. It's going to be hard to win a volleyball game when your opponent is batting .600.
They have closed the gap overall. Stanford hitting .376 to .350 for Pitt. And Elia Rubin adds to that right here with an opening kill in the third set.
Rubin with all the experience as a Cardinal, earning that first ball side out. None other swiping that ball off the hands of the block of Pitt.
13th kill for number 13. Mosier to Kelly, answering.
I expect to see a higher first ball side out percentage from both of these programs. We've seen it in back-to-back points already. 2 serves, 2 first ball side outs. Both of these programs well locked in. It's going to come down to who can earn 1 to 2 points more in transition.
Izzy Maston. Parks to Harvey. Babcock keeps it going. Pizzell off the block. Parks setting up Rubin softly. Rally continues. Babcock putting it away. Cross court.
Great off-blocker defense for Pitt. Being able to keep them alive in transition. And Babcock, of course, tagging that sideline.
Panthers up 2-1 over the Cardinal. Parks to Rubin. That's going to go wide. Panthers extend their lead to 2.
Rubin trying to swing high and away on this ball. She had that window of opportunity, just caught the ball a bit on the underside. I expect her to be able to find a first ball side out here.
Andrew in the middle, but runs right into Bree Kelly.
Take a look with you on the net cam. Grabbing nothing but ball there. Absolute stuff block at the net.
Bree Kelly, one of the captains, alongside Olivia Babcock. Dan Fisher said they were both voted in that position by their teammates. A lot of respect. Here's Harvey off the block. The wall goes up.
Bree Kelly patrolling that net, number 21 for Pitt. Big crossover move. Being able to close that block is so difficult to do, but she just gets hands across the tape. 6
Pitt
games
off
with
to an
7 or
early
more
lead,
blocks for
5-1.
Kelly this season.
Than Olivia Babcock leading the way with 22 kills tonight. She has so many accolades, it would take us a while just to name them all.
It really is. I mean, going from freshman of the year to then national player of the year, sophomore year, now you're in your junior year, you're rolling off of the ESPYs. I mean, sky's the limit.
Andrew with the set to Rubin. There's a big dig. But the net violation is called, and Stanford catches a break.
Stanford now with all 3 offensive threats on the court. As we know, we see the quick, big attack. Front row setter right now for the Cardinal. Look for Parks to spread that offense.
Bree Kelly. She's getting going here in the 4th set.
Bree Kelly is 7 for 7 attacking for the Panthers. Not to mention 4 blocks to her name. Batting 1,000 with 7 kills at the moment.
Against the number 5 team in the country.
Right, it's a casual Friday evening. But I want to shine a little bit more light on Bree Kelly. She previously played for Florida for 3 seasons and had a big role, led the Gators in blocks 15 times her sophomore year. And now she is in the Pitt jersey, has 6 games with 7 or more blocks to her name, and earned 155 blocks last season. And she just cares about people. She cares about the people on her team. She's a big leader out there. She has the international experience as well, playing for Team USA.
Being a great example for freshmen like Abby Emsch, getting the kill right there. Having that captain role. Take it very seriously. Lashaw off the head. Second time she's done that tonight.
Lashaw, 2 for 2, saying tag, you're it. So whoever's playing middle back there, it doesn't matter. Lashaw is swinging high and swinging hard.
15 kills for Julia Blashoff, hitting .375. Mosier to Babcock. Perfectly placed. That's kill 23.
Babcock loves swinging thumbs down on this back row attack. Watch as she contacts the ball, guides it thumbs down into that seam. That seam is usually wide open because middle back shifts right, allowing that seam to the left to be wide open. Babcock finding a lot of success there on that ball placement.
Success there on the ace, the 4th on the night for Pitt.
Great flat float serve. What makes a float serve so lethal is that it has no spin on it, so it looks like it's coming at your chest, but then drops on the 10-foot line.
Parks to Sayer on the slide.
What a great play, running behind on the slide. There's Sayer again showing us how fast she is with such an elite arm swing, standing at 6'2". She's able to really have great feet to ball, giving herself that opportunity to score.
Here's Babcock, runs right into it. Erica Sayer, Julia Blashoff.
Sayer yet again clamping down on this ball. Great move to the outside, and it starts with her first step with that big swing block, being able to close that block. 109 blocks on the season now.
Seeing eyeball there, and it falls in perfectly. Hit the first to double digits.
Take a look with you here on the net cam. Just a little bit of a boop action, I like to call those. Just a little boop there on the ball.
Fourth kill of the day for Abby M. She's now serving. Into the net this time. Sixth service error for Pitt.
Still early here in set number 4, but Stanford really needs to lock in, not allow this gap to be any more drastic.
Blashoff back at the line. It's over to Bayless, runs into it. Bayless again, tools the block that time. Blair Bayless, that's her 10th kill. Her 12th double-digit match this season.
Watch Bayless in transition just challenge the Cardinal time and time again. And it really is Mosher putting her in that position, that attacking window for her to continue to go and swing with confidence and challenge these blocks. Mosher running a great offense because of her set location.
Mosher came in 4th in the ACC with 9.68 assists per set. There's Parks to Harvey. There's Babcock. Metzler setting it up for Rubin. Off the block. Parks, the short set to Sayer. The roof comes down again.
A National Player of the Year watch list. That's Bree Kelly showing us exactly why she's on that list. Just reading and reacting to that ball. That's an elite block from Kelly. She was out of position with her body, but it doesn't matter because her vision and her hands were there.
Just staying alive is Stanford, and Harvey puts
it away. Here's Harvey taking an out-of-system swing and full advantage. 12 kills now for Harvey.
Hannah Pringle. Babcock softly over. Parks to Andrew. Kill number 8 for Lizzie Andrew.
Andrew working hard to get up in transition. Watch Andrew come down, work to get off the net, create this space, window of opportunity in transition to be an offensive threat.
Bayless off the block. Parks to Rubin. Nearly keeping it up is Parks, but the block stands strong.
These middles are doing such a great job. There is Bree Kelly on your screen. Watch Kelly clamping down on that ball yet again. She's such an elite blocker because she's able to block outside of her body. Her range as a defensive athlete is huge.
Soft swing from Andrew is picked up by Pitt. It's off the net. Rubin off the block. Gazelle runs into the wall.
Monster defense. The Cardinal clamping back down on that play, recognizing that Pitt was loading the left side of their net. The block staying inside there for Stanford, earning a point.
13th service error there for Harvey. Pitt back with the 4-point lead. Now, if you're Stanford, how much do you really want to climb back into this 4 set to avoid going to that 5th?
You really want to do it because now Pitt potentially could have back-to-back sets that they've won heading into set number 5. It's tough.
The block party continues.
Now 10 blocks for Pitt on the ball game, reaching into that seam and controlling the net. Defense has been able to get the Panthers back into this game.
3 blocks for the freshman Abby Emsch. Parks to Andrew on the slide. Once again, they have been very successful with that tonight.
Andrew is consistent off of 1 foot, running her routes behind. She's able to find opportunity to score high down the line, keeping her shoulders square. being able to be so consistent for the Cardinal.
Rubin with the serve. Babcock into the net. Attack error gives Stanford the point.
Now with Parks setting in the front row for Stanford, continue to watch Andrew to run behind. A couple back-to-back points here for the Cardinal to try and get a little bit more momentum.
Rubin goes long. 14th service error for the Cardinal. Pitt just with 6 tonight. They do have the 5 aces, but that has been a bit of a tough spot for Stanford this evening.
It's always that fine line, the ace to error ratio, and that dance that you want to play with it at the service line right now. For the Cardinal, I'd say just keep the serve at 60%, placement, not power.
Andrew, blocked. Blashoff keeps it alive. Free ball. Back set. Emch is blocked.
Now, we've talked about Pitt and Stanford being offensive threats as programs, but they're showing us that they can play some serious defense as well. 7 blocks here. What a absolute domination of an athlete right now. Blashoff is taking full control of this game. It is really impressive to see the role that she stepped into. Blashoff, 3 blocks on the match with 15 kills.
Maybe we should start calling her Julia Blockshov at this point with that third one.
I like it. I like it.
Tied for second on the team with those 3, leading the team with 15 kills. Olivia Babcock leading Pitt with 23. But Bree Kelly, the other All-American, with 7 kills and still no errors.
Batting 1,000 on the ball game and playing relentless defense. 6 blocks for Kelly. She's blocking outside of her body. She's able to control the space in the air in real time. She's on the National Player of the Year watch list. She's earned ACC Defensive Player of the Week this season, has won gold with Team USA in the Pan Am Cup games with that U21 team, and has absolutely been a force to be reckoned with. Standing at 6'4", she has now over 120 blocks on the season. Very impressive.
An ACC preseason honoree for the 2nd time this year. She made the SEC freshman team with Florida. She made the ACC first team last year. Now the rally towels are being pulled out. The giveaway today at Maples Pavilion for this big time matchup.
I love a good rally towel, especially as a Dodgers fan.
Well, especially after this latest World Series.
Go Dodgers.
Pazell looking slick.
High down the line. One of my favorite swings as an outside hitter myself, because it usually works and you'll score a point. Here's why. You can see there's that window of opportunity in the seam just outside the block where you're able to thread that needle high down the line, and especially attacking deep, you're usually able to find that court.
Pazell, the 3rd double-digit killer tonight for Pitt. There's Blashoff. That's off the block. The block party for Pitt will not end.
It will not. It's like a 90s hip-hop remix or something. The block party out here for the Panthers.
11 on the night. Stanford with double digits as well, but Pitt with the 5-point lead here in the 4th set. They're hitting .331 on the match, .222 in this one, but they're holding Stanford right at 0 here in the 4th set.
It's that relentless defense that's been able to get Pitt back into the ball game, and not only are they playing defense, but they're digging to location, so they're able to have an in-system offense in transition, getting all of the tools involved offensively, being able to run those routes in a controlled transition environment.
So much on the line here tonight. This is a Pitt team that was picked to win the ACC in the preseason poll, and now that is up for grabs, at least to have sole possession of it going down the stretch. Stanford was picked third in the preseason after Pitt and Louisville did get a couple of first place votes, but now both of them here right at the top of the standings, 13-1, really wanting to be in control.
Taking control as they should. I mean, ACC title is potentially on the line here inside Maple Pavilions.
And each team, just with the one loss in league play, for Pitt, it was at Miami, 5 sets. They haven't lost since October 10th. Stanford, on the other hand, it was against Louisville, and they haven't lost since early October either. So it will be a new feeling for either team, regardless of the result.
Just gladiators out here battling.
Coming out of the break, Marina Pizzell. From the back row is Harvey. Getting the momentum on Stanford's side, trying to chip away.
I love that back row attack, especially for a first ball side out. Even with 3 up, Harvey is able to beat the block because the height of that set is hanging just on top of the antenna. So it's a quick tempo set. She's contacting that ball well in front of the 10-foot line.
Mosier over to Bayless, finding the floor. Bayless with 11 kills. That's good for second on the team.
Mosier creating opportunity on this first contact, giving that second contact perfect placement.
Haiti Tautua'a came in, got some playing time against Virginia. Last time out. And Julia Blashoff with her 16th kill.
Blashoff challenging high and deep into middle back. That's the third athlete she's tagged, saying tag, you're it there in middle back. Swinging high and deep. 16 kills here for Blashoff.
Letting it rip. Doing it at the service line now. Mosier to Kelly. Drawn up beautifully.
Kelly absolutely on fire. Might be the best match of Kelly's season here. Continuing to be so efficient, batting 1,000 still.
Mosier with the jump spinner. Sayer. Here's Babcock. Perfect angle. That is kill number 24.
Being able to have Kelly and Bayless involved in the offense for Pittsburgh really alleviates Babcock from having to take every single swing. Yes, she gets majority of the sets, but it keeps the defense true for their opponents. They can't really bite on any given offensive threat, really creating one-on-one opportunities for Pitt.
Babcock again. Point once again. 25 kills on the night. It's the 8th time this season that she has done it.
Babcock high off hands. Using and abusing that big block of Stanford. 25 kills now for Babcock.
There's Rubin into the net. Pitt now with an 8-point lead.
Out of system play for the Cardinal. They need to find a way to earn a first ball side out and at least solidify a little bit of momentum heading into the 5th set.
Harvey. Big dig from Meyer. Bayless. Big dig from Etzler off the video board. Little close to the net. Hits the antenna. Pitt with 24. They have the set point.
Back-to-back errors for the Cardinal, giving this possible set point for Pitt. Pitt being able to lock in here in the red zone, earn points on their side.
5-0 scoring run for the Panthers. Successful with Mosier at the line. Rubin off the block. It's off the block again. Bayless shut down. Higher. How in the world, but they stay alive. That's going to fall in for the card.
Cardinal trying to stay alive. What a big block by Harvey. Just good enough to be able to earn one more point, trying to rack up some momentum heading into the 5th set.
Anna Pringle gets the ace right when the Cardinal need it. Their 6th tonight.
Great serve there by Pringle in the libero jersey. California native. Had a season-high 9 digs versus Boston College.
The tip, handled by the card. Set up for Harvey. Doesn't get the touch. Set number 4 goes to Pitt, 25-17. We are evened up at 2 sets apiece. To the 5th set we go. What a matchup with the top 5 in the nation. One circled on the calendar all season long, and it has not disappointed. A top 5 matchup now going 5 sets here at Maples Pavilion. The first 2 went to the Cardinal, 26-24, 25-22. The next 2, Pitt taking control once again, going for the reverse sweep, and this is what it looks like right now. Stanford out-hit Pittsburgh early on, but now the Panthers out-hitting Stanford 344-289.
The Panthers responded to the Cardinal. They knew that they needed to up that hitting percentage, and it started with the first and second contact for Pitt. Stanford, they're being challenged right now. They're able to really take control of the game and squeak out set number 1, giving them the momentum to earn set number 2. But don't think that Pitt's not going to go down without a fight and challenge you on your home floor. Right now, in this 5th set, to 15 points can determine who will have the ACC title.
Sole possession of that first place in the ACC at stake. Pitt able to hold the Cardinal to just .029 hitting percentage in that 4th set. The momentum sits on their side right now. Can they pull off the reverse sweep, or will the Cardinal continue their winning streak here at Maples Pavilion? Stanford on a 10-match win streak coming into this. Pitt on a 9-match win streak. They just got their 11th sweep of the season against Virginia. Stanford with some career highs against Duke in that sweep. Last time out, Elia Rubin with a career high 609 hitting percentage. And it all comes down now here in the ACC to this 5th set. Tension is rising, and Julia Blashoff will get Stanford started at the service line. Bayless. Etzler trying to dive there, but the first point of the 5th goes to Pitt.
What a set. I mean, Mosher has been able to make plays all evening long. Mosher on the ground, making an out-of-system play in system for a Pitt side out.
This could potentially be Pitt's 9th ranked win of the season. Stanford, it would be their 5th. Here's Harvey, dug up by Meyer. Bayless, once again. Pitt off to a fast start.
Bayless wanted to be consistent for her team, and that's exactly what she's been all match, all season long. First 2 points on the board, back-to-back kills by Bayless.
Pittsburgh is 4-2 on the year in 5-set matches. There's Harvey answering, Stanford on the board.
That's a crisp first ball side out for the Cardinal. Perfect pass, opening up a one-on-one opportunity for Harvey to put that ball away.
10 players in the ACC made the National Player of the Year watch list. 2 of them on the court now. And Bree Kelly, one of them, the All-American, getting another point.
Mosher having a field day being able to run an offense with any attacker in the front row, and that's going to be Bree Kelly having one-on-one opportunities because of a first ball controlled contact. Mosher can go anywhere on the court and find success.
Izzy Maston now to serve. That goes long. 7th service error for Pitt. And the Cardinals are back within 1.
Fifth set is played to 15, still win by 2.
There's Harvey. That goes long. Exchanging service errors. 15 for the Cardinal this evening. Mallory Meyer at the service line. She's somebody that Dan Fisher said has surprised him in a good way with how she's been able to impact her playing time. 2 on the block is Lizzie Andrew.
Andrew doing her job at such a high level on the route, running behind on this slide attack. She's been efficient because she's able to find success, whether it's attacking high offhands, tooling out of bounds, swinging high line. Andrew is efficient off of 1 foot.
Babcock. Parks with the setup to Blasov off the block. The violation will give the point to Pitt.
Parks slightly touched the net there, trying to bring that ball off with that coverage play. Parks in the front row. Watch for her to spread that offense, running Andrew behind on the slide.
Babcock with the serve. Parks over to Blasov. Gets the touch. Julia Blasov, a career year and a career night. 17 kills.
Blasov in 0-1 position, meaning she is the go-to outside hitter when the setter is in the front row. She's getting the majority of the sets. In system, out of system, been able to put the ball away at such a high clip. 17 kills, hitting .324.
Coco Kirsch. In the back row, runs right into a wall.
Freshman middle blocker Erica Sayer having an evening. Block number 3 for Sayer, and it's because she has the ability to block outside of her body. She's reaching into these angles. She's reading and reacting, grabbing ball.
Mosher. Off the block there. There's Blasov again. Set up to Buzzell. Tooling it. Hit once again with the advantage in the 5th.
Barely out of bounds, but a point nonetheless. Nonetheless, barely tooling that block.
Really close there on the replay. Of course, Babcock already with the double-double, 25 kills and 10 digs. Logan Parks, 47 assists to 13 digs. Blasov. Babcock cross court. Harvey keeps it going. Blasov again. Great angle from Julia Blasov. She blasts off.
Blast off indeed. Pitt tried to put all 3 of their best blockers in the front row there, and they weren't able to find success. Mosher coming back into the game. What a put away for the Cardinals.
Tied up at 6 apiece here in the 5th set. It is getting spicy here in Maples. My Apple Watch just told me, hey, you're in a loud environment right now, just an FYI.
It's my favorite environment. Loud, sporting. We love Go Sports.
Go
Pittsburgh is
Sports.
challenged that there was a net violation.
So the net violation is the challenge from Pitt. The boos from the Stanford fans fill up the pavilion. Officials will take another look.
So even though Pitt used their challenges during sets 1 through 4, it doesn't matter if they lost one or both. Coming into the 5th set, all challenges reset. So both teams are able to have 2 challenges in the 5th set.
After review, the call is confirmed. Pittsburgh will lose a challenge.
So Dan Fisher and co. lose their challenge. The call confirmed. We stay tied at 6 with Logan Parks at the service line. So Kevin Hambley 2 for 2, 0 for 1 for Dan Fisher. Mosier to Bayless. Tools the block. Pitt gets the point.
Nothing but point for point action. Both teams earning points where they can. And it's going to be another tooled block for the Panthers.
Haiti Tau Tua'a at the service line. Parks lifts it above the net. A violation called on Pitt. Stanford with the point, tied at 7 again.
Pitt making a couple substitutions. We haven't really seen them run a 6-2, but they're trying to find an answer at the net. We saw Jones come in for Pitt to be that block, but now Mosher back in the ball game, setting front row for Pitt.
Dan Fisher having a word with the officials. Blashoff back at the line. Mosier. Kelly puts it over. Great effort from the Cardinal. Harvey gets it over this time. Bayless finds the floor. 15 kills for Blair Bayless.
When the score reaches 8, we switch sides in the 5th set. Incredible defense being played, but it doesn't matter because these elongated rallies are going to continue to happen. Pitt being able to find success running out of the middle of their court. Bayless right now just going to town. 14 kills for Bayless at the moment, hitting .389, 15 kills.
The 6th meeting between these two programs overall. Stanford owns the overall record 4-1 in those first 5 meetings. Last year, Pitt with the sweep over Stanford in Pittsburgh. Now today, down to the wire, it is blow for blow here in the 5th set at Maples Pavilion.
I mean, talk about everything that you want to see in collegiate athletics, and it's right in front of our eyes, going point for point in a 5th set match for a possible ACC title, potentially, and then to host postseason play until the Final Four. I mean, talk about an advantage. And you're also playing for pride out here. The sole possession of first place in the ACC. We've seen relentless defense. Both of these teams have had their backs against the wall multiple times in this ball game and have shown that they're able to punch their way out when adversity stands in front of them.
In that preseason poll in which Pitt was picked as the favorite, 10 of the 18 votes were given to the Panthers. 2 for the Cardinal in terms of who they thought would be in first place. Now down the stretch in conference play. in a head-to-head matchup that has not disappointed. Coming out of the break, Pitt leading Stanford 8-7. Mosher at the line. She has been successful so far tonight. Harvey puts it up, joust at the net. Stanford survives. Free ball for Pitt. Kelly bringing it home.
Kelly's so lethal down the middle. Watch as she's in the air as her setter is setting the ball. Mosher has barely contact the ball, and Kelly's up in the air. That's how fast she is on this first tempo offense.
That's her 10th kill of the night. She matches her career high. Third time she has done it. We'll take a quick break. Pitt leads Stanford 9-7 in a contentious fifth set. Pavilion. We are back from the break in the fifth set, tied at 2 apiece for this top 5 matchup. Pitt leads 9-7. Rubin stayed up thanks to Meyer, but Rubin goes back at it. Bayless keeps it alive. Rubin again into the block. Harvey this time. Dukes handles it. Here's Bayless. Right into it. Jordan Harvey. Air Jordan back at it again.
Defense wins championships, and it's going to win this possible fifth set. Stanford playing unbelievable defense. Talk about a huge coverage play on the side of Stanford, and then being able to buckle down yet again and find a way to score in transition.
And a Pringle off the top of the net. Into the block. Here's Harvey. Meyer keeping it alive. Babcock finds the back. Pitt to double digits.
Babcock paying the high line deep into that seam, painting that back line of the court because of her point of contact, because of her placement. Showing us exactly how she's the reigning National Player of the Year. I wouldn't be surprised if she goes back-to-back.
Semi-finalist this year alongside Elia Rubin for Stanford. 10 serving 8. Back set to Harvey. Dug up by Maston. Here's Pizzell. Dug up by Blashoff. Set up for Rubin. Another dig. Babcock. Who else?
What a great set from Mosher. Going against the flow. Watch Pitt in transition. Mosher, the play is leaning left. She throws it back right, going against the flow of the play, opening up that window of opportunity for Babcock to score. The block of Stanford wasn't there.
Olivia Babcock with 27 kills tonight, just 3 away from her 4th time reaching that 30-kill mark. But she's no stranger to racking up the kills. She has broken the program record for Pitt in a single match a couple of times this year. First, it was 41. Then she broke her own record for the program against then number 21, North Carolina, with 45 kills.
That's insane. Like 45 kills? That's almost 2 entire sets of volleyball that you scored points on.
She also leads this team in digs and digs per set coming into this. And that's something that Dan Fisher talked about, just her ability to improve, not just offensively, but on the defensive end as well.
And she's a junior. She still has an entire senior year of volleyball left.
Team high 9th double-double already secured for Olivia Babcock, 27 kills to 10 digs. Logan Parks as well with a double-double tonight, 48 assists now. to 13 digs. Brooke Mosier with a double-double as well, 50 assists to 12 digs. Eleven serving 8. Andrew, timing a little out there. Babcock, keeping it alive. Harvey. Falls to the floor. Jordan Harvey, kill number 15.
The Cardinals still well in this ball game, being able to work through feeling uncomfortable in these transition plays, staying calm in the chaos. Have to push at the service line.
Here's Harvey. Pizzell. And that goes long. The fist pump from Kevin Hambley as the Cardinals are back within 1.
Cardinals staying calm here, playing disciplined defense to force the unforced errors on the side of Pitt.
The energy just continues to increase here in Maples Pavilion.
It's only fitting we have Thunderstruck queued up here. Any DCC fans, those Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Perfect timing to get everybody hype here in Maples Pavilion. The product on the court already doing that for us, but the atmosphere here also very special. Kevin Hambley talked about that when we had a chat with him. Again, 110 wins to just 13 losses here at Maples under his leadership here in his 9th season.
Stanford on a 10-win streak. Pitt, they're on a 9-game win streak. Who will walk away with this win and be sitting pretty, most likely, with an ACC title?
The top 5 battle here in the Bay Area, a cross-country clash in the conference slate. Just another day in the ACC. 6 teams ranked in the top 25. A nation-high 4 in the top 10. 2 of them right here on the court. Jordan Harvey out of the timeout, getting things going at the line. Miscalculated there, but the overpass. Mosier to Babcock. Big dig from Blashoff. There's Rubin. She'll get the kill. Tied up again.
Discipline, relentless defense. Blashoff, middle back, digging Olivia Babcock to keep the Cardinal alive, being able to put the ball away in transition. The leader, none other than herself, Elia Rubin.
15 kills tonight. Harvey again. Over to Babcock, off the block. Parks, back to Andrews, she's stuffed. Bree Kelly, my goodness.
There's no better feeling in the world than an absolute monster block.
Marina Pizzell throwing up the wall there, firing up her captain. There's Meyer. Rubin stuffed. Back-to-back blocks for Pitt.
Huge momentum plays, big defensive plays for Pitt, being able to go back-to-back with these monster blocks. We see Olivia Babcock being able to turn that right hand into the court, allowing that ball to go straight down.
7 blocks tonight for the reigning National Player of the Year. Mosier keeps it alive. Babcock puts it down. Match point for the Panthers.
What a play. Add a system set there from Mayer. Babcock doing what she does.
Parks over to Rubin. She goes long, and that's it. The touch confirmed. There was a touch. Pitt thought they had it, but the touch gives the point to Stanford. They're not done yet. Rubin to serve. Babcock dug up by Rubin. Miscommunication, and now a free ball. Mosier, Pazell, over to Babcock. Stopped again! Stanford won't go away.
Never say die are the Stanford Cardinal. It was a miscommunication play that led to a block from none other than sophomore middle blocker Lizzie Andrew. Andrew has showed up and showed out all match long. She has the vision. She has the discipline. There she is, number 11. Has been a defensive threat, an offensive threat. These underclassmen for the Cardinal have not backed down at all.
Lizzie Andrew with a match-high 8 blocks tonight. That goes along with her 10 kills.
Pitt and Stanford going blow for blow, both getting monster blocks, both making big defensive plays in the back row, taking big rips, not backing down, but getting back up and just going blow for blow.
We will rock you over the airwaves here at Maples Pavilion. Fans on their feet, stomping it out, clapping it up. Still a potential match point here for Pitt. Another National Player of the Year semifinalist Elia Rubin still at the line. Overpass nearly. Andrew. And the violation. We're tied up at 14. The crowd goes wild.
Take a look here with you right now. Mosher is back row. That is a violation because setter Brooke Mosher is in the back row.
Out of system for Pitt, a free ball for the Cardinal. Here's Blashoff. Gets the kill! Stanford now with the lead in the 5th set. Match point.
This is what it is all about. Buckling down with your teammates, never saying die, earning every single point. And it's Blashoff at the helm. Outside hitter, just taking care of business.
4-0 scoring run for the Cardinal. Here's Babcock, roll shot. Cardinals setting it up to Blashoff. There it is! An instant classic here at Maples Pavilion. The number 5 Stanford Cardinal take this one over number 3 Pitt Panthers in 5 sets. 2 of the top 5 teams in the nation, and now the Cardinal with sole possession of first place in the ACC.
Relentless point after point. The Cardinal being able to push the envelope at the service line, control the ball in transition, and Blashoff putting the ball away. Relentless at the net all evening long. The Cardinal had their backs against the wall against number 3 in the nation, Pitt, and showed that they are a top 5 contender for a reason. They are now sitting pretty for an ACC title, and we saw Elia Rubin right now say, oh my goodness, we just did that.
The 5th ranked win of the season, the 11th match in a row where they have gotten the win, the 400th win in the career of head coach Kevin Hambly. And it goes to 5 sets in an instant classic here at Maples Pavilion. The Cardinal now 14-1 in the ACC at the top. The Panthers 13-2. A top 5 matchup that did not disappoint. Julia Blashob, a career night with 20 kills, hitting .349 this evening. 2 assists, 4 digs, 4 blocks, and 4 total Cardinal who hit double-digit kills. They are celebrating with the crowd, celebrating with each other. What a performance from this squad.
Hi.
And we are here live at Maples Pavilion with one of the leaders tonight, Julia Blashob. What a performance. 20 kills this evening, but as a squad, you just kept fighting.
Yeah, I think we were just balling today, and no matter what was happening, we just kept fighting till literally for every single point. Like in the first set we were down, we never ever gave up, and I'm just so proud of our team for doing that. Like consistently throughout the entire game, we just like fought through.
I touched multiple times about in the face of adversity, your team got back up and went punch for punch every single time. In the 5th set, we saw that 10x. What is the dialogue like in the huddle in these intense moments when it's 13-13, 14-13?
Yeah, I mean, just trusting in all of the training that we've done and doing nothing special, but honestly just laying it all out. Like, we were defending our home court today, and we made sure that we were going to come out with the win. So I'm just so proud that we just left it all out on the court. Yeah.
Maples Pavilion, such a special place to play. And for you all, defending your home court is a big deal. Don't even know if you realize it was the 400th win for your head coach, Kevin Hambly, in his career, too. What's it like to be a part of that legacy?
It's so special. Kevin is the best, and we're so grateful to have him as a coach. Yeah, we learned so much from him every single day, all of our coaching staff. But yeah, super happy and grateful that we can be part of his legacy.
What is the culture like day in and day out to be able to come out here and upset Pitt?
Yeah, I think honestly we love each other so much. We love each other on and off the court, and I think it genuinely shown. Like, we played for each other, for Maples, like for everyone, like every single one of our fans, and I don't know, our culture is amazing, and I'm just genuinely so proud of us for pushing through and you know, for winning that game. Yeah.
2 top 10 matches on the docket here that you're hosting at home this weekend, but you started off on the right foot. What does this look like? What is the message that you feel like you all have sent to this country?
Yeah, I mean, our goal is to, you know, win the ACC, and so now we got 1 win under our belt, so now we just gotta focus in and, you know, just focus in on the next game against SMU. We're really excited and hope to do the same thing that we did today.
What continues to go through your mind? You took a wide variety of offensive swings. We saw you be able to challenge high line, go deep seam, the off-speed shot to the campfire, and you attacked high hands time and time again. What is the thought process like, maybe for a junior that is looking at you for inspiration? What do you think when you're attacking the ball in transition and in serve receive?
Yeah, I think Logan was dishing me up some beautiful sets, so I felt like I had a lot of options. But I was just swinging deep high hands into like space, or I was kind of looking at where the defenders were, but I was genuinely just like trusting our defense to, you know, cover me. Like I was just swinging aggressive and swinging high, but yeah.
Cover you and have your back.
Yeah.
Swing away. The best feeling as an outside.
Yes, it's very nice.
Yes.
Well, congratulations again, Julia, you and the entire team on a huge one, a career night for you, and what I'm sure is a career moment for you as well. Go celebrate with your team, and good luck on Sunday.
Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
What a 5 sets that we were just treated to this evening here at Maples Pavilion. The ACC standings are officially updated, and Stanford sits alone at the top, 14-1. Pitt still right on their heels, 13-2, and Louisville not far behind, tied with Pitt now going into this final match of the weekend on Sunday.
Stanford representing the West Coast loud and proud in the ACC and said, we belong here and we're going to make our presence known. Now 14-1, exciting momentum for the Cardinal heading into the back half of this season, wrapping up ACC play and into NCAA action.
And the momentum doesn't stop for Stanford. They host number 10 SMU on Sunday for another top 10 matchup. But they get the win here in 5 sets. The number 5 team takes down the number 3 team in the nation. Stanford with the W. On behalf of our entire crew and my partner Victoria Dennis, I'm Jenna Becerra saying so long from Maples Pavilion. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we will be back here on Sunday on ESPN. Take care, everyone.